Can I also,
But
no, I was going to ask, this area of life has always interested me, but it's not something I've been invited to study, I guess, other than in my own interest. So I would love to keep contact if that's possible and be just maybe even given some direction to places or writings to study, because this is something I would really like to move toward.
You're talking about learning Feng Shui.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my interest of arranging houses and constantly shifting things and trying to find it, I think there's an underlying interest there for me. So
yeah,
I used to do that I still do it, but yeah, I do it. Okay, now we're gonna start, Shelly, right?
We're on.
Okay. So support, I would really like you to give yourself support. So you have to understand at some level, when you choose to do the things you do in your house or the house you're in or any of it, it's always your choice. And at some level, you're choosing not to give yourself support. And I don't want to get into all the reasons why, because it doesn't really matter. But what I'm really inviting you to do is to choose support. And so by moving your couch against the wall, so what it does is it gives you a little bit of space. So when somebody comes in the door, you have space to look across and see the door and see somebody coming in. You can be prepared. You're not sitting there with it, or they're right there. Boom! I'm sitting on the edge of the couch, and the door's right to your left, I guess it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then that leads me to also talking about the table. When you sit at the table, you're going to move the table now to where the couch is. But again, if you're sitting so that you are able to see the door, you're going to be in command. You're going to be in charge. So you both should be choosing the positions that have the most command when you sit at the table, and the children should have the least command. So a lot of times people make mistakes working with people and they have kids that are like taking over the house, and that people feel like their kids have gone out of control. First thing I look to see is, and usually the kids have the command position at the dining room table.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that. You want to take that. And then I'm not sure how you can solve this problem exactly, but I want you to at least present it to you, is ideally you would have a bed against the wall, not under the windows.
Yeah. No, I felt that too. I don't like the window behind my head.
Support. So I don't know if you want to continue doing your giant bed, or you're ready to two beds, a bed in each room, and let the two kids sleep together and use two sleep together. But from a energy standpoint, if you're having the bed against the wall is a huge thing. And the other thing is having the bed off the floor so that the chi comes, because ideally when you sleep, the chi comes around underneath the bed and around this way, so that you have your head against the back of the wall. You have open space underneath the bed, and you have nothing underneath the bed other than air and dust or whatever. And then ultimately it's great to have a headboard, because the headboard again is like a grandfather, it holds you and it holds a chi. So I really like beds. If you're going to get a frame or make a bed, it's where the whole thing's wood, not metal with a board clipped on the front, the back, the headboard just clipped on. It's much better when the bed's all contiguously a bed. And that also pillows in, they don't go down out the back or down the wall. And so anyway, that's just something to think about. So you could put a headboard in, but you're going to block your air if you put something in front of the windows. So that's why it's kind of a catch too. If you were to just go to one bed, then you would put it against the back wall of the house, because then you would have the full support of the wall. So that's that. Okay. Do you have any questions before I move on to the next thing?
No, it's all making it's all making a lot of synchronicity and sense.
Ideally, it would be great if you could be creative and come up with a way so you didn't walk in and see the kitchen, boom, right there. The Japanese have like a low curtain that they often hang across. You see those in the Japanese restaurants. They have beads you can put across. There's lots of different choices, but the idea is that it's not really great to see into the kitchen. The kitchen is where you make your food. It should be more of a private place. That's not.
I wanted to put.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to put the Japanese curtains for a long time, just having really beautiful cotton fabric, hanging low, so it cuts not only the kitchen, but the light is really intense from the kitchen into the living space. So being able to do that, so it's a beautiful inspiration to do that.
Yeah, that would be really nice to do that. Okay, so we have the living room squared away. I think you'll probably sit down and have more of a connection with each other, maybe in the evening or something on the couch, because it is now in the command position. But when you walk down the hall, the energy moves really fast. And that'd be an awesome place to hang a crystal about halfway from the beginning or the end of the living room, whatever you want to call it, to the kids' playroom. Take the hallway, figure out halfway, and hang up a crystal. It should be a crystal. It can be as little as this. It doesn't have to be big.
Okay.
Okay.
Faceted crystal ball, if you can see it. And it needs to be on a 9-inch or 18-inch red string. I usually use embroidery thread, and then use a cup hook and put it into the ceiling. And you ask the crystal to slow the chi down. You could go one size larger, but you don't need to spend the money. And that would slow the chi down because it's moving too fast. In a perfect world,
Okay.
if you think of flying in a plane and you look down, you see rivers, they kind of meander. Even Great Mississippi, it still doesn't go whoosh, it meanders, and that's how the energy should move down the hallway. So when you hang the crystal, you want to ask it to slow the chi down and meander down. Right now it's going whoosh, it's too fast.
Yeah.
Okay. It's going fast and it's going into the kids' room, and you need to get it into the bedroom because that's where you're all sleeping. So there's a space about this big to the left of the door of the kids' playroom.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You buy something, you can draw something, you can print something out from the computer, but you want something that's moving in the direction of the left. It could be looking that way. It could be a bird flying that way. It could be a sailboat sailing that way. It can be a picture that your kids draw, but it needs to have movement to the left because you're not getting any energy into the bedroom at all. So the bedroom has no air underneath the mattress. You have windows behind it, and you're not getting any energy in there. So it's great that you guys, Shelley's done all the stuff she's done, but from a feng shui standpoint of view, it still could get a lot more chi.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to put a sign out about what you're doing with the neighbor's school or anything? Is that illegal? Or you just didn't want to, or?
We at the time we started this during the lockdowns and the pandemic started, so we were doing this very underground.
Okay.
We were supporting families, so we didn't put anything out to advertise who we were or what we're doing to draw attention at a time where everything was supposed to stop.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So no, we haven't yet, but now we're in a free place to do what we do, so there's no issue there at all.
Okay, well, that might be nice to put a sign out if you feel comfortable doing that. On the house side, the energy is not flowing around the house very well, and you have a door out the kitchen, and then there's like a really narrow walkway there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that
Yeah.
stuff.
It's like our kitchen, laundry, and walkway.
Yeah, all that stuff needs to go. You can't be storing anything there. It's too narrow.
Yeah. Awesome.
Like a propane gas tank there. You have flour, all kinds of stuff along there. All that needs to be just cleaned out.
Okay.
The other thing that's happening besides the buildings encroaching, and you're going to put the flags up to lift the chi, you also have the two buildings that you have on your property draining your house energy. The carport, I believe, is not the carport, the garage arch shed, whatever you call that. It's not attached to the house, right?
No.
No.
And then you also have a gray metal, it looks like metal anyway, gray structure.
Yeah. It's like a storage shed.
Yeah, storage shed, little garden shed they call them.
So this is Shelley's sketch for me. It's not quite right, but it's close enough. This is the garage. See, that's separate. And then there's a gray thing right here that's separate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then over here you have the I don't know, my friend says chokes. Is that how you guys say it in Australia? Chokes?
The
Chuck.
chokes, oh, yeah,
Chokes,
we don't have them anymore though. That structure's gonna go.
all the
soon.
fencing's gone right now. It's only what remains is the chicken coop
Okay,
that was
so
there.
you want to get the chicken coop out unless you want to turn it into it. I thought it was a jungle gym. I thought it was a wooden jungle gym.
Yeah. We were thinking cubby for Laura, like a cubby house for a kid.
Yeah. Well, anytime you have a structure other than the main house, it's vying for energy chi from the land. So the
Okay.
Okay.
to do is make the main house be the strongest house, the strongest of your property. This is your property I'm talking about only. So you want to
Yeah.
connect energetically the gray shed and the what do you call it, art shed?
Yeah.
You want to connect them energetically back to the house.
Okay.
Okay. And so the way you do that, again, an automobile parts place, is you want to go and buy one of those little mirrors.
Yeah.
The kind that they're called blind spot mirrors. But they move around, and you need to attach this to your house. You can do the sticky if you put them up high under the eaves so they don't get too wet. If you have them too low, they fall down after a while. And it has to be able to see where you put it. You have to be able to see in the mirror when you stand on the grass looking back at the mirror, the sheds. So if you can get both sheds in at the same time, the two, that's ideal. Then you only have to put one mirror up. Do you follow me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you putting it on the, oh, sorry,
So
blurred.
actually, so you can pick and choose where you add the extra chi to your house. So I would put it, because your house is turned, the back of the shun corner, which is the finance corner, is really your kids' playroom. So I would attach it to the outside of the kids' playroom. And then if you can do that, you'll have to, hold it up before you take the sticky off and make sure you can see it right. It's probably the two of you can do it together, and one of you stand back and go, yeah, I can still see the two sheds. Okay, still see, because that's ideally you want to don't have to have a whole bunch of these all over the place. If you end up feeling like chicken coop is a structure, then you're going to have to do that one too. If it ends up being like a play toy or somehow a climbing play toy or something, then you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, let me go back to my notes here. And then the other main thing is adding color to your house. Inside, you don't have a color, some fun pillows on the sofa. If you don't have a lot of money, hang up kids' artwork. Or go buy a big piece of cardboard and, create something you want to see yourself. But there's not a lot of,
You've been wanting to paint.
Wanted to paint like a nice colorful bird's eye.
so that would really help a lot by just adding touches of color, like I said, pillows and pictures and flowers, and in different ways you can just add shade.
Yeah, I've always got flowers in the house.
Okay. Well, it might be on the table. I don't have a picture, so I don't know. But definitely would want to add more color to the space. And then
Okay.
I'm not trying to add to your list, but if you can do that, I would paint the bedroom that you're all sleeping in a yellow and get rid of the white, and you add earth chi. It's earth chi in the house anyway, so it would really the house would like it. And it's really good for you to sleep with earth chi, because you guys have sleeping with a lot of metal chi.
Okay.
So that's kind of it. Do you have questions?
No, but it feels good, all of the things that you said.
Is there we have a third bedroom as well.
Yeah.
Is there anything that's come up about that space? or is that room?
Well, it was kind of a
'Cause
pigsty,
it's-
the pictures. So I just figured that some
Yeah.
Yeah.
to get to it and clean it out and organize it. I don't know what your goal is, whether you could want to turn it into a little classroom for indoors for the kids, or make it a bedroom for your kids or something. I don't know what your goal was for that room.
It's supposed to be a space for Avalon to sew and have her, like, she likes to do plants and create medicines from plants and things like that, and dry herbs. So there's supposed to be a room for that for her.
Yeah, one cupboard is, I mean, now it's different from that photo, because when that photo was taken, it was just an absolute dump site. But since then, it's been cleaned and organized, and one cupboard is dedicated towards all of my herbs. And then we put in a shelving unit for all of my sewing things. But yeah. It just needs to be kept a bit more tidy, I think.
Well, I think it's up to you guys to, whatever you want to do with it at this point. It's not major interrupting or challenging or disturbing in any way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, I feel like you got a ton on your list, and I don't want you to feel any more overwhelmed than you are. You need to prioritize and start to figure out which things you can do first. I would say today, something that you could do right away would be move the couch today before the day is over. So that's something you could do. And
Yeah.
and make a sign to have that's going left to get energy into your bedroom for, so start to pick things off so you can do something every single day. Sometimes what people do is they go, well, the first thing was the gate, and it's going to take me some time to get to the gate, and so nothing happens for a month or something. And
Yeah.
I don't want you guys to do that. And so I ask that you guys work out your order of, how you can prioritize and which of you are together, how you can do things. I also would say going to the auto store would be, tomorrow's project, let's just say, and get the mirrors to hang up.
Yeah.
So you get yourselves, because the biggest challenge that I have for you is that I can't actually physically do it for you.
No, no.
Yeah,
That's not, we don't struggle with that motivation. We're very active. So
Okay,
yeah.
well, people, I mean, myself included, there's things sometimes I know I need to do, and for one reason or another, I just kick the can down the road. So it's important that you keep doing something each day and working towards checking off this list.
Yeah, we'll just put a big thing on the fridge and then
Yeah.
walk up to it each day and just bum, bum, bum. So it's in our minds constantly.
So the other thing is, are you clear what each cure is that you're doing so that you know why you're doing it and what you're wanting to accomplish?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. What you said has made pretty clear sense, and I've grounded quite well with it all to understand how to bring the energy in, why it's leaving, why it's not moving, and why it's quite low at the moment.
Yeah.
So to amplify that, and everything makes a lot of sense with what you said about the mountains being behind, being held by the grandmothers and grandfathers, so that we feel constantly held, and that way we're rested and comfortable. As well as energetically lifted by the space when we move, and to slow things down, because when things get too quick, you miss, you're sort of missing things as well. So,
Well, and then getting the door so it faces the road is really key.
yeah, I will find the perfect spot to get that mirror. So the mirror, just to clarify that, we want to be able to see the mirror from the street, like from the road, so that way you can see the front door.
You want to be standing outside the gate.
Yeah.
Look up and see the front door reflected in the mirror.
Yeah, that's what I've got written here.
Yeah, so there's a pillar, because there's our front door. So obviously, if you look from the street, it's on the right. You can't see it. There's a landing, which is solid brick steps to a landing. There's a rail that goes across, but then there's a brick return. So the brick structure, it starts about 3 meters from the door, but there's a pillar there that would be perfect, because you could still see it from the pillar. and you'll be able to angle it perfectly to capture the door. So I'm just imagining that. Yeah.
Great. So before you go ahead and screw it down, make sure one of you goes out to the street and gives you up that you got it.
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds great. And that will help your finances flow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So-
Beautiful.
All of these things will.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, I guess my work is done here.
Thank you so
Cool.
much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Welcome. It was really fun. And I really like to stay in touch. I like to hear how you're doing. And for now, I'm energetically holding you guys. So that's another thing to keep going because it helps me hold you and helps you hold you. Because eventually I like, you guys gotta
Yeah.
bye. So that's good.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Well, great. Shelley, would you like to
Beautiful.
Say again?
say anything?
I'm just really grateful. I just feel that this home and school and your lives have really called this forth. And so we do want to stay in touch. In fact, I definitely want to have a separate conversation with you. So if we can set up
Mhm.
something, that would be great. But next week sometime after you do some of the cures and stuff. But yeah, I'm just happy. I'm just happy for you guys. I'm happy for the children. I'm happy that, yeah, just excited to have Deborah be willing to work with us as a group. And so yeah, good. Yeah. And also,
Yeah.
I mean, she's offered that connection. But if you forget something or you need like like you can definitely call me as well because I've made notes for the whole thing as well. So
Okay, cool.
Just because
say again.
really rather than check with me,
Good. That's great. I don't need to. That's perfect. Okay.
because each person hears something slightly different. Shelley's different person than each one of us is all different. And so even
Great.
when my teacher taught, it was really funny when my teacher taught the class, and then I would get together with 2 or 3 other people later to go over the notes. We had completely different things written down. Completely. You'd think we were in a completely different class. It was fascinating. So I'm not saying that you didn't take great notes, Shelley, because I'm sure you did.
I don't need to do extra. It's fine.
Crossed my mind when Shelley was speaking that as you do each thing, take a moment or more than a moment and just notice the shift, the feel, because it's going to, body is going to keep matching the frequency as you make the shifts.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you
great.
so much. We appreciate your help.
Yeah.
Many blessings. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you for holding us.
I'll send out an email connecting you guys, and
Yeah, thank
we
you.
can talk to you. And yeah, blessings, blessings, blessings.
Thank you,
Thank
Shelley.
you. Thanks, Shelley.
Just shut it off, right? And